Hi, I'm Jane Davila, a fiber and mixed media artist, and I'm going to show you a fast, fun, and easy way to create some block prints. Come on! First, here are some examples of block printing. These are block prints that I've done on paper, and these are done with 2 colors each, and then I include a little bit of stitching. This was a series that I did a couple of years ago and really enjoyed playing with form and color, and of course the extra design, the little bit of stitching adds to it. And you can see, so every day for 6 months or so, I did a different block, created a block, and then printed the block, did a little bit of stitching, and then kind of carried on from there. But it was a really good exercise in stretching myself and my creativity. I also do block printing on fabric, and I love it on fabric. I like to do it on heavier fabric. This is almost a canvas weight home deck fabric, and I can make this into all sorts of useful items like pillows and bags, and home deck items, fashion items, just a lot of fun. The fabric that I use all starts as white, and I color the background first and then do the printing. So I make the blocks in a variety of sizes, and I like to experiment with doing 1-color prints, 2-color prints, and then multicolor prints where things are registered or lined up properly. So a single color print may be something like this larger abstract fern. As you can see from the other side, it is transparent, so if I place that down on something, I'm able to see where I'm printing. I find that these foam plates last a really long time. This one's probably 5 or 6 years old, and I use it all the time. I can use a single plate print also for a smaller print like this. And if I also create a background, so this would make it a 2-color print. If I create something like this, the circle that this fits on, you can see that when I print that, if I print them in 2 different colors, so for example, this is 1 color and this is another color, you will get a 2-color print. And the variations are endless. These are the materials that I use to create the block prints. The plates themselves, or the blocks, are made out of adhesive foam, so just peel and stick foam, and acrylic plates. And I work small, so I prefer small plates, and I generally work with squares or circles. You can get squares or circles made at any plastic store in the size that you desire. To apply the paint, I use simple foam brushes. I find that these are more effective for me than a roller. It gets the paint exactly where I want it, and I actually prefer a little bit of the brush stroke showing. Acrylic paint, in this case, this is a heavier body, but I've also used soft body with excellent results. I use pointy Q-tips in order to get paint out of the crevices of some of the plates when I'm printing. I always have a piece of spare paper nearby, so this is a piece of regular cardstock that you would run through your printer at home. This is for the test print. Typically when you're printing, you want the plate loaded up with paint and printed once before you print it onto your real paper, your more expensive paper. Paper towels, of course, because we always need paper towels when we're working. A bucket of water to put my brushes in so they don't dry out. A palette in order to squirt the paint out on. In this case, it's just a tray with some parchment paper taped to it for easier cleanup. And then the paper itself that I print on. And my preferred paper to print on is called Arches Cover. It's a printmaking paper. It's deliciously soft and smooth, and it tears really beautifully for a slight rough edge, which I prefer on my piece. So first, let's make a 1-color print. We're going to be using this small plate that has a circular design on it and some blue paint. So I just load the brush up with some blue paint and paint it onto the plate. Now the design is raised, as I think you can see, so I don't have to worry too much about paint getting into the areas around the plate, on the acrylic itself. And typically I always do a test print first on my plain paper. So this is my cardstock. I'm just going to print on there first to make sure the coverage is good, just pressing it down with my fingers and then lifting it up. Looks pretty good. I got a little bit of sloppiness over there, so we'll clean that out with a Q-tip. Just get a little bit of that out of there, and we'll ink it up again. Okay, so get a little bit of paint on here. print. So again, we might go back in and pull a little bit of the extra paint out of there so we don't make a mess. Okay. Now, because the plate is clear, I can position it on my paper exactly where I want it and then press down. I want to make sure I get all of the edges. Okay, lift up and we have a print. Now, some people might mind that that's not a perfect print. I actually don't mind it. I think that it shows the hand of the artist. It doesn't look sloppy, it looks neat, and that there's some indefinite pressure. So I haven't pressed everywhere, maybe didn't have enough paint there. Most of the prints that I do are in an edition anyway, so I always get another chance to do another copy over and over and over again. So let's try the same thing, but with a 2-color print this time. So same paper again, different print. This time we're going to print the background first. So this is just the plain circle, and we'll do a lighter color. Now the one thing you do want to think about when you are printing multiple colors is which ones are opaque and which ones are transparent or translucent, and how dark they are. Because if you were to print, let's say, this plate in a very dark color and then print over it with a lighter color, it will not give you the effect that you're looking for, even with a very opaque paint. Okay, so you can see there are brush strokes on there. It's actually exactly what I want. And I'm going to do a test print on the side here first. Make sure it comes out the way I'd like it to. Looking pretty good. Okay, put a little more ink on it, paint on it. And then we will print on the actual paper. Okay, so again, I can see my brush strokes. I don't mind that. I think you can see there, you can see the brush strokes on there. Acrylic paint does dry very quickly, so you do need to move with a little bit of haste when you are printing so that it doesn't dry up and you get a good print. And we're just going to go all the way around the edges, make sure we get a good impression. Ah, perfect. Okay, so also again, some of the areas in the middle are lighter, but I know that there's going to be another plate going on top of this, so I'm okay with that. Now, we wait for that to dry, and then we come back and we print the next color on top. This will take, I usually will do, if I'm doing a whole series, I will do a whole bunch of them all laid out, printed all in this color first, let them dry, maybe 10 minutes. Often by the time I finish the last one, I'm ready to go back and do the first one again. But right now, we're gonna sit and wait about 10 minutes.